All right, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Look Mum, I'm Hustling, episode 88. A very special number for us.
It's our birth year. Both of us born in 1988.
Will we ever get to episode 1988?
I mean, I hope so. That
How
would be
many
pretty
weeks
hectic.
is that? That's a lot of weeks.
That's a lot of weeks, but that's
What's 1900 more weeks?
Mm-hmm. So just do
1900 divided by 52. I like to all my maths.
I know. I always ask you to do the math.
36 and a half years.
Okay, all right.
We'll be 70.
Could you imagine two 70-year-olds still doing a podcast and be like, welcome back to Look, Grandma, I'm Hustling.
Yeah, what would we call it?
Look, Nan, I'm Hustling.
We can't change the name. People won't remember who we are.
No, that's true. Maybe our kids will be like, Look, Mum, I'm Hustling, and then we'll be Look, Nan, I'm Hustling.
Yeah, look, great grandkids.
We're hustling.
Still hustling.
We're still hustling.
We can do what's that movie? Baby movie. Look Who's Talking.
Oh, yeah, with John Travolta and stuff.
Yeah.
Or Baby's Big Day Out. Baby's Day Out.
No, you're just thinking baby movies in general.
Okay,
And there's
fair
plenty
enough.
of baby movies.
All right, but yes, we were born in the 80s. Everybody.
Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Technically
yeah.
Millennials.
We're 90s babies to be honest.
Drop a comment below if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
Yeah. Let
Are
us
you in
know.
our generation? Are we giving? I mean, we're not giving information too much here, but are we talking to people our age or older? I know from my YouTube, it's a little bit younger.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine yours is probably the same.
Probably.
But I wonder if anyone's older than us and listening for like advice or info. I mean, it's kind of interesting.
We have some good stuff. Like we've had different experiences, so our opinion and our viewpoints are different. So
it's always interesting when you're inspired or you find something interesting or you're just interested in what someone's doing and they're like 10 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Not to say that they don't have, more wisdom or anything, but it's just interesting that you can look up to someone a decade your senior. Yeah.
Well, it's like when you see a celebrity or something, right? And you're like, oh, I'd never be that. And they're like 2 years older than you. You're like, oh, okay. It's like the Ryan Holiday dude.
I know.
Yeah, he's like our age.
Written
So
like 10 books.
I know. How come I didn't get ice? You got ice in your drink.
Guess I got to keep the gin cold. That's just kombucha.
That's just booch.
Yeah. No calories to protect there. This is just all sugar I need to keep ice cold.
Oh, that's nice.
Some wild berry booch.
Good booch.
Yeah, it's interesting when people are like that age, but are they that much wiser or are they just been doing the same thing for so many years? Like we're halfway through that new David Beckham documentary on Netflix, which is really good. And every 2 seconds you're like 10,000 hours, 10,000 hours. And like, yeah, well, that's a
It's not every 2 seconds. I think I said it like 3 times just because like his dad was like it's obviously everyone who knows David Beckham, like he's British, right? And like football is huge over there. And his dad was like a big Manchester United fan. And just like literally as soon as the kid could start walking, he was kicking a ball.
His name's David.
As soon as DB could start walking, he was kicking a ball. So it was just one of those things where he would practice like all day, every day. Didn't have many friends growing up because all he did was obsess about football. And, was like one of the
Well, 10,000 hours doing one thing means 10,000 hours not doing other things. So that's
an interesting viewpoint.
It's kind of that balance of, I'm not saying he's not intelligent. I'm loving the documentary, but is he well read? Does he know a lot about history or philosophy, about science?
Well, he always said that he was bad in school, like because all he did was think about football.
Everyone says that though.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're a professional athlete or not, everyone hates school, but that 10,000 hours means 10,000 hours away from something else. But then the question becomes, is the 10,000 hours of the thing, is the hours you didn't spend doing other things, are those things even important to you or interesting? It really depends on the person, I suppose. But I guess, is it better to balance 5 things at 2,000 hours or to go balls deep and turn out 10,000 hours on the one thing you love? Probably for the soul and the spirit and the I guess the mental health in a way is like doing what you love for 10,000 hours as opposed to 5 things you moderately are interested in for 2,000 hours each.
It just depends how your brain works. Like some people would be obsessive, right, over that one thing and that's all they can focus on or all they can do. Or you have some people that, not whether they have ADHD or anything, but they can't have that one thing. They need multiple things going on or else they're going to be like bored or they just lose interest in stuff. So it just depends on the type of person. And that's why you do have those, absolute pros, those 1% kind of people, because they're the ones that are obsessive over that one thing. And then you have those other people that are just like, can give advice on multiple different areas because they just need to be diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good doco so far, though.
It's really good doco. I definitely
Highly recommend.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommend. That's an actual.
We used to have a segment called The Playlist, which we haven't
done in a while.
I've kept in a while.
Yeah.
But
I think add this one to this.
That would definitely add that to the playlist.
Yeah, well, because he's a hustler, right? Because there's one point that he talks about, and this is like very early on, so I guess spoiler alert, maybe. If you don't know anything about David Beckham, but he sort of starts talking about that, knowing that, and this is for all athletes, right? That their time is limited. They're not going to be an athlete forever. So he's starting, and he's very early on. It's like when he's like 19 or 20,
early 20s,
thinking about avenues for when he's leaving football or outside of football, and that's where the brand deals and stuff come in. So even though he says he wasn't that smart in school, he was still thinking about his future and what it was that could help set him up, knowing that his clock was ticking down for being a professional footballer. And it's just having that mindset, or just that ability to, like, was it forethought, just to plan and make sure. So I think he said he did spend a lot of the money that he did have, but it was just being able to sign up deals. He was probably, I think he said he was one of the earlier footballers to actually start doing brand deals and stuff.
Yeah, different time. Watching that content, late 90s.
Yeah, almost
before
like
social media, and Paparazzi was like the main source of news and info in, gossip magazines.
Yeah, and because he was dating good old posh spice Victoria Beckham, or Victoria, can't remember old
name.
Yeah, her maiden name. It just elevated him to a whole nother level, because obviously you have sports fame, but back then sports was just not as huge.
Well, I'm going to take 2 steps back there. How can you say...
No, but like world-renowned sports, right? It wasn't until...
In the 1990s, sports wasn't huge.
No, I was going to say, like, it's quite niche because he was for Manchester United. It probably wasn't until he played for England that it was, like, huge, right? So just say if you were in... Just say if you were in America, right? You're not knowing really who David Beckham is.
That's soccer, not... You said sports.
Oh, sorry. I meant, like, just soccer.
You said sports.
Sorry, my bad. Well, like, the kind of sports.
It's not like basketball's been around for 100 years or anything.
No, I know. So I mean, like football or soccer, whatever it is, like, probably America didn't know who he was, but then he started dating Victoria Beckham, and the Spice Girls were universal. They were like world renowned. I mean, they had the World Spice Tour.
Well, I didn't know anything. All I knew was his name was David Beckham.
Yeah.
Honestly, 48 hours ago, before I started watching that, I knew his name was David Beckham.
Mm-hmm.
He played soccer. Mm-hmm. He married a Spice Girl.
Mm-hmm.
He had kids.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he came to America.
Yeah.
That's all I really knew about him, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what team he played for.
No.
When he stopped playing, what brand deals he had.
Mm-hmm.
I knew nothing other than just he married a Spice Girl.
Yes.
And we're already 2 episodes into this 4-part series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, wow, there's so much you don't know.
No.
Especially in soccer, because it's not really our forte or our sport of choice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy that you don't realize how big or how many accomplishments and things people have done in their careers until it's laid out in a nice condensed documentary. I love documentaries.
Yeah, it was just, and it's like they've got, because they were followed around by paparazzi, and I think, and it's only just starting to show, but like Victoria Beckham was loved taking photos, filming and all that kind of stuff. So that was like one of her, I think, hobbies from memory. So they've got like a lot of home footage and stuff as well. So that always makes a really, really good documentary.
Yep.
And his dad was saying that he pretty much filmed every single game since he was a kid. So there was like, 1,500 games available. Yep. So they've got unbelievable amount of footage, which is perfect for, a documentary,
Well, it's the same as like the Kanye one. You had all that footage from recording his first or producing his first albums, and even the beats before he did his first albums for himself.
Mm-hmm.
You have all that footage. It's almost like everyone should just be documenting, just capturing everything, which is pretty crazy to say, because only the 1% of the 1% end up doing anything substantial that's worth looking back at in 20 years. So it's like, is it worth filming stuff? I mean, I'm just saying you, but I mean, just anyone in general. Are you even that interesting? Are you going to do anything big enough and bold enough in the future to warrant even like filming now, if that makes sense? Or is it all going to be a waste of time?
Well, it's always a type of person, right? Like, it was growing up, we always had a video camera. it was almost like we always like filmed at Christmas and birthday parties and random stuff like that. And my older brother used to make like mini kind of like documentary with like soft toys and stuff. And then we sort of had that camera right up until we kind of moved to Sydney and stuff and then sort of stopped filming and everything. But if you're like a family who loves filming, it's always like those kind of things that you see later on with like all these years and progression of this film and stuff. So it'd be really, really interesting. Like if that's something that's, I guess you mess with, where you have other people that just don't film, don't take photos, don't document or anything whatsoever. Be like, sorry, I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but like Gary Vee, right? He's been documenting for 20 years.
No.
No?
No.
No, well, like what about his like YouTube and stuff?
Well, I wouldn't say that's like he did his wine library thing he worked for his dad for like 10 years. None of that's documented.
Do we know it's not documented?
Yeah, because he would have released it. Think about how much content he releases. He would have released any of it by now. He started doing videos, I guess, after hours talking about wine, but it's not, here's me having my first kid. Here's my Christmas. Here's the holiday we went on. Here's the first time I did a deal. It was literally just, I'm tasting wine. It was wine tasting videos up until a point when he started doing his like marketing, his
That's
marketing
fair.
brand.
Yeah. And I guess like when bringing it back to like David Beckham and stuff, because they were followed around by paparazzi and everything and media, they've all got that media stock footage
Well, it's also like perhaps they subconsciously want to capture things and tell your own narrative. So the paparazzi don't control your entire life story.
That's true. Yeah.
Even though there wasn't an outlet to present all that stuff back in the day. Like, it's not like there's YouTube vlogs of him or anything like that. They had their own footage for their own sake. I guarantee they never planned on making a documentary 30 years down the track with all that content. It was for them. Yeah. Which maybe is why it's so pure and so riveting, is because it wasn't filmed with any purpose other than just capturing memories of the family.
It seems quite genuine so far as well, like very authentic in a way. Yeah. Even though they're like rich as.
Well, they're rich, but they also seem like they're very hated. It's interesting to see how brutal. I mean, we all kind of know to a degree how savage the UK paparazzi can be, and even the sports fans, soccer fans can go crazy. There's riots all the time.
Call it football, alas though.
I'm gonna call it soccer just to
rile them up.
Down thumbs. But until you see the effect it can have on someone, like it's a great documentary. If you want to see someone really, I guess, I mean, it's not the best thing to hold all your thoughts and your problems within, but to really persevere in the face of paparazzi and media. And I mean, that's probably the least of his problems at the time. He was just getting heckled by tens of thousands of people every time he played. Yeah,
just getting like booed and he's like, there's like crazy crowds and stuff. But like, it's just a form of like stoicism, right? Like he had as mentally challenging as it would have been, it was just that kind of ability to sort of block it out and try and just play a good game.
So that's where it depends on your definition of stoicism. It looks stoic in hindsight.
Yes.
But was it health? Maybe he did, like, who knows if it's a subconscious thing of like practicing stoic philosophies to like hold everything in and just be calm and centered and just try and let it wash off, off of water, like a duck's back or whatever the phrase is, of just let things slide and not let it get to him. Or was it an unhealthy way of dealing with it because you don't have those fundamentals, stoic sort of fundamentals and philosophies about, centering yourself and not letting others get to you and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it really depends on, was it just that's him, his nature is to hold it all in, or was it a self-disciplined practice of not allowing it to get to him? From the looks of it was just he didn't know any other way other than just hold it in and deal with it, which is
it out,
I wouldn't call stoic. I'd just call that
getting on with it.
Yeah, just gritting your teeth and just having immense resolve and just trying to push through and not let it completely derail how good you are at your sport or your craft or whatever you're doing.
Yeah. And he had, like you were saying, he had Victoria at the time, and if it wasn't for her, like he probably wouldn't have been able to get through it. And he had like a baby at the time as well. So there's all these things going on. But it's just that really interesting point of when he was with the Spice Girls or Posh Spice, there was just a level of comfort and security as well, because they had even more security than the footballers did. Like they weren't being surrounded by bodyguards and all that kind of stuff where the Spice Girls were. So when he was with them, the media and stuff couldn't get to him as much. Like the paparazzi couldn't get to them as much because they had that security team and stuff around them, which was like an interesting point. So it was like a bit of a getaway.
It's the difference between if he's playing for Manchester United, if you're going to play a soccer game, it's team versus team.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, basic math says that 50% of the people, obviously home games and away games, is different percentages of fans and rivals.
Mm-hmm.
But as a loose number, let's say 50% of the people at any given game don't want you there, want you to lose, hate you, are going to heckle you. It's not like 50% of the people that are showing up to a Spice Girls concert or to watch them exit a plane or something are there to hate them. It's like it's all love versus 50% love.
Yeah, true. And like England or just Europe and stuff are known for being such fanatics about football and having so much passion with it. But yeah, if you're going to go to see the Spice Girls, you just want to have a good time. You just want to sing some songs.
Yeah, no one's there saying fuck Spice Girls.
No, you just want to sing Zigga Zigga Ah.
Maybe just did that.
I know. I was trying
also,
to think of
like
like
5 minutes ago, you had to say you went. They got booed, like boo. Like we know what boo sounds like.
Yeah,
I just had to bring that up because it was
just trying to like create some like atmosphere for those that are like listening and stuff.
It actually took away atmosphere.
It was like when you do everyone's applauding, you're like
We know what applause sounds like.
Yeah, like it's like the big crowd. You have to do it that way because that's like what it feels like in retrospect. Just creating some ambiance.
All right, you lost me. You lost me with that one.
Okay, change the topic?
I think so. Sorry, Bex. We'll get on to that. It's definite must-watch.
Yeah, well, we're going to finish it tonight for date night.
I shouldn't say it's a must-watch. If you like documentaries about hustling, unique stories of triumph, ups and downs, you don't have to be a sports fan at all. Like soccer is like it's okay game. Like I don't mind when they get a goal. It's fun watching that because you're seeing the highlights when the goals are done,
the best moments,
or achieved or hit the net.
That's what the highlights are, the best parts.
But to watch a 90 game, kind of boring.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a sports fan. You just have to be interested in, I guess, the human spirit, hustle, just looking at someone just master their craft, and also you get the entertainment aspect of having the Spice Girls in there, so it kind of makes it
get a bit of a love story, a bit of romance.
But if it was just a soccer documentary, it might not be that interesting. I'm into NFL to a degree, but even just watching a documentary about an NFL player sometimes isn't that riveting. So having that Spice Girl element, it makes it way more interesting, and it takes you back to those nostalgic sort of early 2000s era, especially fashion-wise.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So it's got more there than just sports. So I definitely recommend watching it.
Yeah.
I think it's 4 episodes, an hour each. So, a little 4-hour chunkaroo.
Yeah, we'll be finishing that for date night tonight. So, yeah.
Not if you don't behave.
Hey, I'm always good. Sometimes.
If you just bug me, if you say one more time, 10,000 hours, I'm just going to go.
Well, you don't get the cake I'm making.
Oh well, I won't have my cake, and I won't eat
it too. Yeah. Okay.
All right. What do you got for this week?
I've got a few different articles. I actually didn't have time to cull them down because I was.
Oh, so you got too many articles.
I've got too many to choose from.
Well, let's make episode 88 a fun one because there's a lot going on in the world. I don't want to talk about the war that's just started this week necessarily, but it's some horrible shit going on in the world.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I don't want to act like I know that much about it, but just wanted to, I guess, I don't know, just say, hope everyone's doing okay out there. There's crazy stuff going on at the moment. It's crazy stuff probably going to be happening for a while, it would seem. I don't really want to, I don't want to talk about it really. I just want to just mention it, and say things are, I don't know, I've been thinking about it a lot and just really how grateful we are.
I was going to say it comes back to gratitude, hey?
Looking at how things are going in Gaza and Israel at the moment, it's pretty crazy. It's still early days. I don't want to say what's happening at the moment because this could be listened to in a month or 2 months, and it could be worse, it could be better, who knows. But literally just driving to the shops before and getting a coffee and getting a ginger beer to have with my nice ice and to sit down and do a pod that 10 people are going to listen to, Just like, fuck, we're lucky.
Very, very lucky.
We're very, very lucky.
Super lucky, super privileged. And yeah, it's just not taking it for granted and, just making sure we say our thanks and, see things in retrospect and try to just be the best people that we can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll be it for that. I don't want to. I don't like talking about negative stuff, especially when I'm not well versed on the entire story or the entire viewpoint. So I'll leave it there. But yeah, hope everyone's doing okay regardless.
Yes.
A little bit of empathy, a little bit of gratitude.
Just scary times in general.
So what do you have?
Smiles, positives. Well, I have something that you're probably going to love / hate.
/hate. Well, let's not do it then, right?
Maybe. It's just it's like a fun your favorite BuzzFeed article. Not a BuzzFeed article, but just one about memes. It just started making me giggle, so whether it's going to make you giggle or not is
honestly, I'm not a giggler.
No, not a little.
Well, you tell me. You've been living with me for 6 years. Am I a giggler?
Sometimes when you're scrolling through Brown Cardigan, I hear you laughing from the other room.
I haven't done that in ages.
Oh, really? Yeah.
We should do that.
Do you want to scroll through Brown Cardigan and see? For those that don't know, Brown Cardigan's an Instagram page. I think it used to be on Reddit and stuff, right?
It's basically the best of the best of
just the best and the worst
videos,
of Australia.
Mostly videos, sometimes memes of stuff in Australia, whether it's funny, outrageous, drunk people, just crazy people on the streets, just very... It's kind of like stuff you'd only see in Australia, almost.
Yes, yeah.
I love Brown Cardigan. I don't follow it because it's kind of...
You don't want to ruin up your algorithm or whatever.
But it's also, I like a good dump of it every, like once every month or two. I like having a quick 10-minute binge. And then I'm like, I need a break.
Yes. Sometimes it's full on.
Brown Cardigan.
Yeah.
And there's so many replica type of accounts now. Because there's so much stuff happening in the world or Australia anyway, where everyone's filming it all.
Yes. Especially this day and age.
I've been watching a lot of... Joe Rogan always talks about it. Nature is metal. Have you seen that before?
No.
It's just crazy things happening in it. It's just one of those accounts where people just submit videos.
Right.
But it's about nature is metal.
Oh, so is it just like,
crazy,
a lion attacking something or whatever?
Just like a snake eating an alligator or bees that are like killing a seagull.
Gotcha.
Just
whack nature stuff.
Stuff that makes you say, oh yeah, nature's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, it's like we're in Australia. We know that 100%. We have so many animals and insects. Even just the landscape is just out to get you. So I think it's just something that we know to be super cautious of. Like when I grew up as a kid, we were surrounded like bush, and Drew used to always make fun of me for this. But like when we used to go like walking down like the hill to the street, we used to have to like, stomp loudly because the vibrations would make the snakes go away.
Snakes is the least of your problems on this page. Snakes are probably the one thing I'm going to have to worry about. On this page, it's
lions and tigers and bears.
It's just like someone's just feeding a deer in a park, and all of a sudden like a bear will just tackle this deer when it's like a meter away from someone and just start ripping its face off. You're just
okay. All right then.
Snakes don't even enter the equation in this scenario.
All right. Fair enough. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Beauty of smartphones.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you have? Smiles.
Smiles, yeah. Did you want the dumb BuzzFeed article?
Yeah, let's talk about dumb stuff.
All right, we'll do it for a short moment. So
It's nothing better than feeling dumb.
Yeah, I'll see if this will work. Is the Bluetooth on or off on the laptop? I don't know if it's going to work. Bear with us. You know what? We need a mixer, not a mixer, but like a soundboard so we can have like the thinking music of like when we're trying to do something like do, 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 do. Yeah? No? Drew's already...
What's with you and the sound effects this episode?
I don't know. It's just fun,
We've gone from boo to thinking, loading sounds. We still are looking for someone to sit in the corner and click the buttons.
Yes. One day.
Episode 1988 maybe. Maybe one of our... If we ever have kids, maybe a grandkid can
do it for us one time. Yeah, we're going to be so out of touch with the technology.
All right, so I know I haven't even read this. I can just something about it. It's just like ick to me, and I know I'm going to hate it.
It's just when I was reading, it's just very specific, and it's just like sometimes it's just
First question:
yes.
Am I going to learn a single thing from this?
No, but I'm hoping it's going to make you smile and laugh. Potentially.
Now that you've prefaced that, I'm going to do my best to
not
resist. Yeah.
Okay. So this one's an extremely random photo. This is like the Modern Family meme is just going viral. I think there's another one from what's the King and Queens dude? Kevin James.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen there's so many of these at the moment.
Yeah, and there's just like they're just so specific.
Yeah, I guarantee I've seen all of them.
All right, then, Mister, I spend all day on the internet.
Well, I mean,
Not all day, but more than me.
thanks.
Yeah.
Don't do any work.
No,
All right.
you just work from home. You just
Seeing
have more
as
chance.
you don't present them interestingly enough.
Okay, all right. Drum roll.
All right, guys, this is from BuzzFeed.com. Title: An extremely random photo of Eric Stone Street from Modern Family is going viral. So here are all the best memes. Wait, it's not from Modern Family though.
There's two. There's both of them.
Wait, who's from Modern Family?
That guy.
Oh, I've only seen the Kevin James one.
Yeah, there's a Modern Family one as well. I'm already giggling thinking about it.
Oh.
All right, so for those that are just listening, we do have a visual element popping
definitely.
up.
If you're not on YouTube, then
Or
what are you
Spotify.
doing?
Yeah.
So this is we're resorting to memes now.
No, just a little bit of lightheartedness after your serious sort
If you
of.
spent any time on the internet, particularly Twitter, in the past 2 weeks, you've probably come across this photo of Kevin James. Kevin James, the star
And-
of. What's he star of again?
King and Queens.
King of Queens.
The photo is just him with like a smirk and like just shrugging, just being like, hey.
Oh, so I've seen a bunch of these photos
Mhm.
and they've all just been AI edited.
Right.
Because I've seen him like holding a bass guitar.
Ah.
I've seen a bunch of variations. So people are just using like Photoshop
Mhm.
AI to add things in.
Yeah.
I thought they were it was like a photo shoot and he's posed like 50 times.
No.
My dumb brain didn't realize it was AI.
AI's going crazy at the moment
Okay,
anyway.
so
Yeah.
Kevin James shrugging.
Yes.
So we're not looking at, so some may have seen it's been memed to extinction by now, but honestly, I'm not sick of it yet. Okay.
All right. So
And
these
now
are
we're
just-
looking at the guy from Modern Family.
Yeah, so it's the same sort of style. So he's just got this pose and it's more of the.
Okay, so I can tell this is going to be a boring segment already. If I was listening, I'd be tuning out right now.
Or if you're like me, you find these really funny
No.
and you're going to get a bit of a giggle
No,
out of it.
The demographic, mostly guys, just like me. They hate this.
Hey, wait, a little bit of a giggle.
Look at that. What the?
I know.
Okay, so I don't even want to read this. You can just set them up.
Just scroll through. So it's just, they've got both images, but they just have like captions above it. And it's just like.
How many of these are we going to give? Sorry.
All right.
How many of these are we going to go through to allow me a chance to laugh or smile before we give up? Because if I get past like 6, I'm just going to end the pod.
Should we just do like a 2-minute timer on it?
Well, I'm asking you what number.
Oh, let's go through 10. 10's a good number.
10.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
You want me to go through 10 memes? Okay. Sorry, guy. I apologize in advance.
Hey.
All right.
This is what we get for doing a later podcast episode. We're both in the kooky mindset. What did you do? Did you?
I'm
No.
bringing up the full screen.
No, just go through the article. Else it's gonna waste more time. All right. So this one's just posing, waiting for the cashier.
So, sorry, before we go, this is one of those videos where it's like, try not to laugh. What? Should I try not to laugh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's more fun then.
Okay. All right.
I'll look this way to see if there's even a smirk that registers.
Okay. So this one's waiting for the cashier to notice me after I screw up the self-checkout again. Yes.
No, that was
First one.
no. So did I, no. No, that's not. No, I was practicing what it would feel like if I actually.
Sure. Yeah, okay. How I feel after an old lady calls me darling. That one's not as good. Keep going. Me when a support act at a gig makes eye contact with me, but I don't know any of the words.
No, that one's shit.
Me looking at the flight attendant as she passes snacks to see if I'm awake and don't forget to give me a bag of pretzels. No, don't like that one. What's the next one? Me at age 8 walking up to my mum at 3 a.m. to tell her I randomly threw up. No, I'm looking at your face to see. Me when my number gets called at the deli counter. Nah, it's very American specific. Me telling my high school girlfriend we should wait.
Wow, your barrier, your threshold to laughter is so low.
Me standing in line waiting for the barista to look my way so I can order a matcha latte. I think the first one's probably the best one now.
Yeah, you've really ruined it.
Me at a function pretending like the alcohol ain't kicking my ass. No.
Number 10.
Me waiting for the bartender to look at me so I can order my drink.
Yeah, I peaked early.
Yeah.
Came too fast. first one was the best one.
It was the best
because
one.
I've done that twice today.
You just waited for the cashier to be like,
The asparagus
hello.
isn't scanned right. I pressed a bundle of 2 and it said I've overweight, too much weight.
So that's why you laughed, because it just happened to you. Just happened.
Okay.
All right.
Let us
Okay.
know in the comments. Was that a complete waste of your time and our time?
I got a bit of a giggle out of it, mainly because from you. So
Yeah, but I didn't giggle though.
you giggled on the first one.
It was just smirk.
You giggled. You went
That's like a
huff.
huff
Yeah.
and puff.
All right. I just wanted to bring some laughter and joy
it's
into
very
your
clear
world.
who does all the research for the pod, guys. It's very clear.
Is it?
Yeah. Because honestly, perhaps our worst segment in the last 20 episodes.
No, we did. We've had like one half BuzzFeed one that we didn't really go through this much onto.
And it may seem like I'm being harsh right now, and I am, but that sucked.
That's fine. I got a good laugh out of it. I've got a bit of whatchamacallit, a bit of tears in my eyes. So all right. So other articles that I have here.
Yes, please. Can
So Taylor Swift is about
you
to.
please get a coaster because we're ruining this cheap MDF table. Taylor Swift cinema release. Big
Yes,
news.
big news.
Not really, but it's better than that.
Well, it's projected to make like millions of dollars. Do you want me to give you the article? Or are you just going to Google it? Do you want to talk about it? Oh, no, the other ones. AI.
No, just move on with Taylor Swift, please. Let's.
Do you want to talk about no more Taylor Swift? The other one I have is AI is used to read an ancient scroll that's been burnt and stuff. No? You want to do Tay-Tay? All right, let me send it to you. Hold on.
I promise I'm going to do more research next episode, so you don't have to resort to yours.
Hey. Here we go. Should be coming through.
Where'd that go to? Because it came in the headphones.
Yeah, it's the audio because the MacBook's connected to the TV.
The MacBook's connected to the TV.
The TV's connected to the
recorder.
headphones. Headphones connected to the recorder.
No, you put the whole. Oh my freak!
Wait, so is
I need a break. I need a break.
Oh man! All right. Hello.
You rang.
You ready?
Hey, you need to tap in. Because whatever happened with this episode is falling off a cliff.
Oh man. Oh.
I said recorder, and then you went from headphone.
No, because
The laptop's connected to the TV.
The TV
is connected to the recorder.
the recorder's
It's
connected to the headphones. Gotcha.
The headphones is connected to the
Recorder.
headache now.
Oh man, I need to like wipe the tears away from my
take
eyes.
a second as well. You
Yeah.
take a second. I think we all
Oh,
just need to
man.
take a second, guys, to like and subscribe. All right. Taylor Swift's Era Tour movie is projected to make millions. Here's how small businesses are cashing in. So I don't really want to read this, but I will just. I read a different article, a similar article. But the idea is that Taylor Swift's movie, so it's basically a documentary behind the scenes of her world tour, right?
Yeah, that actually like helps the economy wherever she went to.
Yes, but it's also potentially not reviving, but creating a new type of experience in cinemas.
Mm-hmm.
Even this morning on the news, which I don't usually watch, but it was on in the background, there's a bunch of people that were super excited at the cinemas to watch this. So obviously during COVID and with these the SAG strikes and things like that, there's been a bit of a lull in the cinema going experience until things like Avatar sequel came out and then Top Gun and things like that. But they're saying that this could usher in a new type of film experience.
Right.
As opposed to making event films like the one we just mentioned, where they're turning the films into events, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I hear, because they kind of did that with like Barbie and Oppenheimer, right? They really tried to turn it into...
No, that's the same sort of thing.
Okay.
The event is the films coming out.
Yeah.
Whereas they're trying to think of it differently.
Like a destination.
It's like the event is at the film is creating an event as opposed to the event is just going to the film.
Ah, okay.
It's kind of a different way of thinking about it. But the difference would be when you go to Barbie, is everyone there with the same agenda and purpose? They're just there to watch a movie. Same old story. People that are going to go to this Taylor Swift thing are going to have drinks. They're all going to sing together. It's an experience. It's basically a different way of being at the concert with like-minded people.
Right.
Because when you go to watch a movie, you go to watch Avatar. You don't have. I mean, it's you don't have anything in common with the people you're going to watch it with, other than you like movies. It's not like you have the same philosophies in life and all those sort of things. But people that are going to see Taylor Swift are diehard Swifties.
Yes.
So they have far more in common. So there's probably way more camaraderie, connection, singing, dancing. Like, have you ever been to a movie when people clap and cheer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there was
perhaps like Star Wars once.
Yeah, I used to go to a few premieres and stuff because like my job, we would get like movie tickets and stuff. So if it was the first showing, people would clap the way woo at the end.
Yeah, so it's just crazy to think about how Taylor Swift could potentially change the cinema going experience.
I mean, she's already changed like the concert going experience, so I guess why not attack the movies as well?
Yeah, I didn't realize how like, you know how big some of these artists are, but in terms of just it's difference between being loved and having die-hard fans.
Yeah.
Like, we watched the Spice Girls stuff before, or the Beckham documentary, and the Spice Girl fandom. It's like that. It's, it's Beatles, it's Justin Bieber level. It's there's probably 20 artists in history that have had that sort of pandemonium.
Yeah.
Where people would go to the cinemas and take a day off and spend. I mean, we've talked about the VIP packages that are offered on her tours and stuff. I'm looking at Instax cameras this week, and there's a Taylor Swift version of this. I think the square one.
Oh, of course there would be.
And it's worth hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
10x what it retailed for. There's only a dozen or so artists that have done that, and not many, if any. How many dudes flow like this that have created cinema quality experiences?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting. So I think going off this article, that's probably going to be in a lot of like small, like mom and pop kind of cinemas. And it's probably just going to be shown everywhere, which is going to help bring, I guess, money again to those kind of areas. I wonder if she would have to be clued into that, right? Should have to be.
What do you mean?
Like just clued into like the influence that she's having.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a lot of pressure as well, because it's like, how do you one up this? Like, what is next? Do I start a tech company? Like,
well, she's always been.
All you gotta do is release one bad album after that, and not to say it's going to diminish all of her, songwriting capabilities or her interest in the fans and things like that are going to like go away. But it'd be a lot of pressure to like have to follow up with another banger album, let alone all the follow-up tours and things like that.
Yeah.
So, she could do anything. She could create board games, video games, books for days. Yeah. Like, you have a bestseller overnight. Like,
for sure.
Immediately.
Yeah. Just, I don't know, whatever book she creates, something about her cats or whatever. Who knows?
She has cats, does she?
Yeah, she has. She's a cat lady. Yeah.
What would be interesting, I mean, this will end up in Netflix, so it'll just cash out millions and millions and millions at the cinemas, and then eventually it will get sold off to one of the streaming platforms for another couple of hundred of millions of dollars. I mean, potentially the richest artists, right? We talked a while ago about artists selling their back catalogs to companies that can basically do whatever they want with it.
Yes.
But she revived the record industry in a sense in terms of recording her own albums to have the royalties and stuff and the rights to them. So I wonder if there's a team, that had to be some sort of team behind her that's guiding her to make the best decision, because she probably has 10 decisions about how you can release a movie or a project or an album, but it'd have to be some sort of marketing genius or team of PR type people that are giving her direction.
Yeah. No,
it couldn't just be just her.
No, because there would have to be something that switched, because she was like the country music pop darling, right? And then I think she sort of started making waves when she wanted to take all her music off the streaming platforms because no one was getting paid for it. She made like huge noise about that back in the day of like getting her music off iTunes and all that kind of thing. So it's just interesting that she's either very clued in herself and like very like business and like business savvy, I don't know, just, thinking in a new way kind of thing. Or like you said, she does have a good team of like managers. Maybe her family is like really good. Like we actually don't know too much about Taylor Swift, but just know some of her greatest hits and stuff. It's just really interesting the way that she approaches music, the way that she approaches business, just like the way of a concert and the massive tour and the money it's bringing in. Like it's just very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. The eras the tour movie could net $6 billion.
That's huge. Yeah. And there's like another headline is there as might be the world's savviest marketer as well. So
what's she doing differently though?
Well, it's one that I think
are her songs that much better than any artist out there? Is she that much better than Beyonce? Is she that much better than Rihanna? Is she that much better than Justin Bieber? Is she that much better?
Well, think about her. Like, so she's at that age where people have grown up with her. So she has like...
Same can be said for all those artists. Though.
Yeah, I know. But like, just say she has 20 albums, right? So all those young women and men, whatever, people have just like maybe come into money or things like that. But it's just whether it's, the stuff that she has with her boyfriends and all the kind of news. But I don't know, what is it about her that makes people just want to... Like the Swifties, right? Like you have Taylor Swift fans and you have the Swifties. Like what is it about her that makes people just... jump?
There's something different.
Yeah.
It's even like the other week she's dating some NFL player now and then went to the game and the jerseys sold out immediately.
Well, there's a conspiracy going because like the team that is like the Jets or something, right?
I don't know.
Something about, I think it's like Jets or something, and there was like a conspiracy that she got like pulled in the media a while back for being like an environmentalist, but she uses a jet and flies everywhere. So now that she's dating someone from the Jets, when you search Taylor Swift and jet, that environmental thing doesn't come up. It comes with her and her boyfriend.
I think his name's Travis Kelce. I don't think he plays for the Jets, does he?
Something, I want to say Jets maybe.
Plays for the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
So you're putting out some wacky stuff this episode.
Interesting. Okay, never mind then. Okay.
But I mean, what are you supposed to do? You got a movie out for $6 billion as if you're...
Is it the Jet Stadium or something they played at? I can't remember. It was like a big thing. I know. I just remember reading some sort of headline. It could have been wrong.
That's fair, but...
Yeah.
Do you expect her to get a SUV around?
No.
Of course she's going to get a jet.
She's not Bert Kreischer. She's not going to have a tour bus.
But it's always like, look at the negative. If she has to get a jet to get around because she has 6 cities she has to be in a week, what about the impact she's having on those cities? Yeah. Some things you can't measure.
You can always carbon offset.
Is the environmental impact of you and your jet like the worst thing, or is making tens of thousands of people in different cities have a better day, get them out of their 9-to-5 rut, get them into a positive mindset, get them to enjoy and forget about the worries in the world for an evening? Could that be, I mean, you can't measure that, but could that be more valuable and important than the carbon burnt with the jet? Because what about all the basketball players that play in 3 cities a week, or the people that don't need to use a jet and just do it because it's the money? I'm not saying like
it's just rich people work-life balance.
I'm just trying to give devil's advocate because there's some things you can't measure, and if that's bringing joy to tens of thousands of people, what doesn't that have a bigger ripple effect than carbon from one jet? Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, they, the joy and the happiness that she brings people. Like I can see your point. Like it just works out a little bit more than the environment, I guess.
All right. Well, I think we might wrap it up there for this episode. Nice short one for episode 88. I think we need to refresh, and then episode 90 we'll redeem ourselves. You can find some more articles.
Yes.
We won't have a dog barking at the door all the time.
No, I won't bring up a BuzzFeed article and try to make you laugh.
Avoid the buzz. So next week we'll see you guys for episode 89.
Yes.
Buzz-free episode. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Bye.